Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Tuesday, November 22nd. And I have been sick, so I will try not to cough in your ear. And I can tell my voice sounds funny already. And I will probably go faster than usual. Murals. So make sure your tongue starts in a high position. Murals. Series, which is very similar to Siri, just without the Z. Coronado. Coronado, which reminded me of Colorado. Colorado. Balboa. Balboa. Recalcitrant. Recalcitrant. Don't have to say the t at the end. Rearing, which is very similar to earring. This you can say with 2 syllables, settlers, or 3 syllables, but really you're kind of using a syllabic L when you say settlers. Settle. When your tongue goes up to the T position, set, then you kind of hold the tip in the L position and let the air come out the sides of the tongue. Settle, settle, settlers. Or you can make it a true whole syllable, settlers. But you can always take the shortcut, settlers. Hepatitis. Hepatitis. Anything that ends with itis is going to be 2 syllables, stress on the first syllable, itis, the T changing to a D. Pilgrims. Pilgrims. And here's another itis example, cystitis. Mashed potatoes, and this begins a lot of food words. Mashed potatoes. So mashed, really the ED will sound like a T, but you don't have to release the T. Your tongue just goes to the T position, so you won't hear that at all. It'll just sound like mash. But we really are thinking mashed, but no T. Mashed potatoes. And if you have gravy, you don't have to say the whole and. You can, instead of mashed potatoes and gravy, you can say mashed potatoes and gravy. And gets shortened to just an in, and the Z from potatoes connects and makes a zin. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Mashed potatoes and zin. It'll sound like zin. Mashed potatoes and gravy. It's similar to what happens with salt and pepper. You don't have to say salt and pepper. It just makes the in noise. Salt and pepper. Green beans. Green beans. This, I also, excuse me, hope I caught it fast enough. Mashed potatoes, green beans. These are set groups, and instead of emphasizing the adjective like we usually would, like sunny day, this is instead of mashed potatoes, it's usually mashed potatoes, green beans, because they always go together in this little group. Green beans, cranberry sauce, cranberry sauce, gravy, salt and pepper, wild. If you think of this as Y and then you'll, or you can think of it as while, like while I was out, while, and then a D, wild, and hold it in the D position, wild. Turkey, turkey. Persimmon, persimmon. Sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes. Pumpkin pie. You don't have to say the P, the middle P, pump. You just close your lips for the M, pumpkin. Pumpkin pie. Parade. You don't have to say the last D, parade. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Extraordinary. Every single time I type this word, I have to think extraordinary, but it's extraordinary. Straw. Cornstarch. Cornstarch. It's good R practice for both of those words. And this one too. Ground pork. You don't hear the D because your tongue just goes to the D position. Ground. And you don't hear the K because your tongue goes to the K position and holds it. Ground pork. Ironically. ironically, and it does have to be I. Slurry. A cornstarch slurry is cornstarch mixed with water. That's it. The word iron is not iron. The R and the O are kind of switched. So I write it this way to help people remember I, and you can think of it as earn, like earn money, or yearn, because your tongue is going to go from a high position, I yearn. And if you say flat iron, it connects together, the T changes to a D, and it sounds like flat iron. Flat iron. Venom. Venom. Have a good V. Rhetorical. A rhetorical question. And Vietnamese. Vietnamese. You won't hear the T. Vietna. So the tongue goes to the T position and then the N. You'll never hear the T. Genome. Genome. If you see this word, very similar looking, but just G-N makes an N noise. Gnome. Gnome. Elves. Yeah, it's a weird combination. I don't know any other word. We have an L and a V and a Z next to each other. Elves. Vz, vz, make a V and then go to the Z. Elves. If you have an extra sound, it could sound like Elvis. Elvis. Soothing. This TH looks like, this word looks like thing, but it's voiced thing. Soothing. And speaking of which, I'm going to find some soothing cough drops and soothe my throat. Thanks, and I hope to see you another time.